What is going on, ladies and germs? Welcome to another edition of the Comic Bookies podcast. The three of us are here. We hope you are ready. In the sports section this week, NCAA basketball is here. The Warriors are still hot, and somebody on this podcast went 4-0 in the Super Contest. We'll let you know, and we'll get into our Week 11 picks. In comic books this week, we have plenty of books to get into, to review, to preview, and plenty of news, including please go watch the new James Bond movie, a new Spider-Man trailer, and Disney Plus Day, all of the goodies from that day. So that is the agenda. We are ready. I hope you are too. Strap in. This is episode 133. Let's do this, everyone.
Strap in's always better than to strap on.
You heard it live right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh shit!
It's so weird. I've never seen this before. Usually, when both you guys are on, like when Sean talks, both things will come on, and I have to mute one of you two. But Mark's doesn't go up in volume when Sean talks, so hope it sounds good.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, like you should just talk, Sean. Just your thing moved up, not Mark's. So it sounds like we'll be okay.
I like it.
Cool.
It's dead.
All right. Welcome in, everyone. I know we're running a little late, but have no fear. Comic Bookies podcast is here.
Yeah. The one and only.
Better late than never.
Hey.
What was that song by Kanye?
Better have been from 15 years ago, because then otherwise I wouldn't know.
It was 15 years ago.
It was good. It was good, Kanye. It was. I can't put the lyrics together, but no. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, he's still good, but he used to be so good.
He on some other shit now.
Some of that Wyoming shit. If you're here listening from Wyoming, we love you.
Oh, yeah. Nothing but love.
Right. All right.
Wow. Let's have a good one.
Okay, we're going back live in 5, 4. And as the music fades out, we enter the Comic Bookies podcast. Thank you so much for listening, or actually watching live on Twitch and YouTube, or listening wherever you download your podcasts. Episode 133 is here, colliding the worlds of sports and comics like we do every single week. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Tomorrow, Wednesday, November 17th, 2021 is New Comic Book Day. Like we say every single week, go visit the shop on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Alex will have everything you need from back orders to new issues. Start that pull list. But I hope everyone's ready for episode 133. We were definitely not ready to play Bunko, especially Sean sitting and chilling in the loser table for half the day. But what's up, guys? How's it going? I know I just saw you like 2 days ago, but how's life been the last couple of days? What is up, Aaron, by the way?
What up, A-Dog? Things have been good, Mike. I'm happy you brought that up. Bunko, that was one of the first times I've ever played, and it was a complete success in terms of us having a good time. It was more of the participation trophy for myself, because I was that 0-16 team that couldn't get off the schneid. But no, it was a great time, man, seeing everybody, the kids, the wives, of course, my brothers, and everything's good, man. You know, these days it's just hanging with the pregnant wife, getting everything as situated as possible. Just the countdown's already begun, but hey, you know what? It's a blessing. Things are good right now, man. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. That game was fun on Sunday. If you guys don't know, we were invited over here by the comic bookie host, Mike, to go play a game that I never even heard of before, Bunko, but all he had to tell me that there was dice involved, and I was there. Not like craps. An extra dice was handed to you, but a pretty fun game. Pretty much got to roll a certain amount of numbers and tally up points and whatnot. not going to go into the full details because we can spend the whole podcast talking about it. But
I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to pull out the Jersey Shore line, Sean. If she doesn't know what bunco is, she's too young for you, bro.
Too young for you for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely like a game that my parents used to play. Sean, our boy Vij, like his parents used to, like my parents, his parents. They had like a big group that they would play at someone else's house every month or every other month. But yeah, it's a dice rolling game. It's fun. We had a few drinks, a lot of laughs, and
besides the game, put the game aside. It's, what you said in general, like that's something we just have to do, since COVID, we haven't got together as much as we wish that we would. Obviously, all of us about to have kids here pretty soon, and just not as much time to enjoy with work and us living a little bit farther apart than I know we wish we'd had. But hey, we make it work, and if we can do this once every month or once every other month, I'm down for it. Pool night, crap night, bunko night, I don't give a damn night, TCB night every night. We are here to deliver to you guys, baby. 133, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I hope that you guys are. It's good. Crazy weather, starting to get cold, but it's going to be fun coming into these latter stages of these months in 2021. Excited for 2022, hopefully. But, man, yeah. Excited to see your beautiful faces on this screen with me.
Like you'll see now, it's like you go like every 6 months, you'll see like a live feed of myself in a tank top, and now you're going to see me like in a parka, like in like hella layers, a beanie, in a few short months. Not looking forward to it, but hey, you know what? Got to do what you got to do to give out the content, to give out the best content in sports and comic books. So speaking of sports, let's get into it. So sports is first this week. Let's start in the NBA. So our Warriors are still freaking hot as hell. Sean, I'm pretty sure they've still only lost one, or have they lost a second game yet?
They did lose a second game. They had their earlier season loss versus Memphis, and they lost versus Charlotte their past game. But they came up victorious today versus Brooklyn. Huge win. So I mean, hey, 12-2. I heard that's a pretty good start. They're doing all right. Yeah.
Hey, TwitchCo Cowboy on Twitch. Cheers to you, sir. If you guys have a drink at your side, cheers to everyone.
TwitchCo.
133. Cheers, thank you so much for joining in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while either. But yeah, dude. I mean, there's plenty to get. I mean, there's plenty to be excited. Just in San Francisco, because the Warriors are doing so well. Klay Thompson still hasn't played, but what other things are you guys excited about so far this season? Sean, your pick of Chicago Bulls, they're doing pretty well so far in the first month and a half of the season. So they're, like Mark's right. Like I haven't watched too much basketball, but I can still feel that the league is a lot funner this year than I've experienced the last, ever since the Warriors weren't going to championships like every other year.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot more competitive teams. Yeah, you still kind of have a couple teams that you can say they may be in that. They're the front runner, quote unquote. But I mean, the Warriors, no one expected them to be this high. I mean, best record in basketball. And the best thing is they're playing complete team basketball. They're like number one in offensive ratings, number one in defensive ratings. It's a two-way team. And you're seeing the young guys playing. That's the biggest thing I love. A GP2, Gary Payton II. Where the hell did he come from? Kuminga, our rookie, playing outstanding. All these young guys are, I don't know. It just makes basketball so much more fun. What you just said, that energy you're feeling, yeah, we're winning. That kind of solves everything. But actually just watching it, I don't know how many times I've heard Mark just like, dude, we're hella good. Dude, this is hella fun to watch. And it's exactly that. It's just really good fundamental basketball. I mean, they're actually making jump shots, not just going up to drive for layups and free throws. And yeah, man, it's entertaining. Happy to be a Warrior fan right now for sure.
Jesus, you took the words right out of my mouth by using my quote as well. But but you're right, dude. It's just I have been saying that a lot lately. It is fun as hell to watch, and I think what makes it funner is because it kind of reminds us, us being Warrior fans here. But I mean, the rest of the league should be a little scared also, because it kind of reminds us of when Draymond and Curry and Clay were kind of coming up, and we were starting to get good, and we were starting to put it on them, right? And now it's like with Curry, just kind of obviously running the shit. But man, we got Wiggins. I'm glad that we kept him. I mean, it just seems that ever since the Warriors been bought by this, this new ownership group and Peter Lakeup and Joe Lakeup and Peter Goober and whatnot, and even Chamat Palihapitiya, an investor here in the Bay Area that's widely known for his investment in SoFi and all the whatever he's got going and whatnot. But dude, he's even invested, and ever since they've just injected just better ownership into this group, it's just been. They just seem to pull all the right strings, dude.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
you mentioned
the thing that I look back at, and I swear to God, I can't tell you what it was for. It was like a pregame or a halftime ceremony for somebody, like, for Mr. West, or something. Remember that, Sean? And then the fans were booing or whatever, and then and then was it Chris Mullen or something? Come on. Like, come on,
it was,
like ever since that moment, and like after
it was Rick Barry.
It was Rick Barry. That's who it was. Rick Barry.
Rick Barry.
And like ever since that happened, and we had our 250 game wins seasons, go to the playoffs. Unfortunately, lose to, I think, the Clippers one year, and I forgot who we lost to the other year. But then once Steve Kerr came in, man, that was like the cherry on top. That was the finishing touch of what we needed. But like over the course of the years of drafting so well, like everyone talks shit about the pile-on teams and everything. Yeah, we got some piece parts. Like I think we've said this before. We got those piece parts like Iguodala and Barbosa, a couple other players. But man, like the core three, the core four,
homegrown, baby.
Yeah, we drafted them. Two of the greatest shooters of all time. We drafted him. Defensive player of the year.
Wild.
We drafted him. You had a chance to get Draymond. He went in the second round. Like, come on now.
I mean, we got both of the players in Curry that has the most made three-pointers ever. We got the other player that's got the most three-pointers made ever in a game with 14, in Clay, right? It's just
in a quarter in a game. Yeah, he has all those records.
Dude, it's wild to me that, I mean, it's just like picking a lottery ticket, because as I'm giving praise to our ownership group and how good they are to like keep it together. I mean, is Bob Meyer and, Steve Kerr, which wasn't there when these picks were made. But what I'm saying is it's not really coming down completely to the ownership group when they obviously pick these players, right? Who the hell knows that Curry and Clay, some guys that were like mid-average in college were going to be the greatest shooters damn near of all time, right? I mean, it is what it is, but man, it sure as hell is fun, basketball to watch. Them beating Brooklyn, which were the favorites to actually win this championship this year. And Golden State goes into their house and just lays it to them on the road, 117-99. I'm sure that's got to have to shake up some odds going forward here. It might be a little bit too young in tonight to see some odds change on some of these sports books here. But I'm sure that Vegas is going to be adjusting in some of these offshore books in the morning, because Curry for MVP has heated up. I wish I would have took some of these bets earlier in the year,
like
right?
Warriors
Pre-season, pre-flop, right?
Yeah.
Well, who would have thought? I mean, I don't think any of us here being two of us being Raiders, but no, I don't think all three of us here being Warrior fans would have actually thought that they were going to be this damn good this early in the season, sitting at 12-2, man.
I mean, dude. Just look at these other teams. Like Milwaukee's still kind of struggling to get above 500. The 76ers are now in a 5-game losing streak, just sitting at above 500. I mean, the Phoenix Suns are still up there. I still think, honestly, like unless I pray to God that Clay or someone doesn't get hurt again, I would still say the Phoenix Suns are probably still the favorite to get to the NBA Finals. Them and I don't even know the Lakers anymore. They're not playing very well. I saw a couple highlights over the weekend. They're not playing very well.
They just look old. They look slow. They don't look good. I mean, I actually agree with you on that. The Suns, I mean, you just have to by default kind of put them into one of the favorites. But I will say a healthy Warriors, the update we just got about 30 seconds ago, Clay's been cleared for full contact practices and went through a 5-on-5 recently.
Wow, he'll be ready by Christmas Day.
They said he'll be back hopefully within 5 to 6 weeks. So, at the latest Christmas. So, I mean, you're hearing all these things. Wiseman, I mean, this guy, we still have another first-round talent in that guy. So it's like, yeah, we got to have those defaults of maybe the Suns got to be up there despite how bad they're looking. A LeBron Lakers team, they're still a LeBron. But you know what? We got the best player in basketball right now. Mm-hmm. And it's not he's just playing the best. No, he is the best. He has championship.
Yeah, that LeBron talk can lay its ass to rest because he's unhealthy. He's getting old. And let me tell you what, dude. Steph Curry right now, I'm looking at about 3-1 to win the MVP.
Damn, it's November.
3-1. Just blowing everybody out of the water. I think he was at 8, or I think he was around 7 or 8 to 1 before the season started. LeBron James 40 to 1. He's done. He's going Hollywood. I don't know what's up with Dame Lillard this year, man. 50 to 1. He's sitting. I thought he would have been a little bit up there.
He's injured right now too, though. He's injured. I like Dame. Yeah, he's injured.
Yeah. What's wrong with him, actually?
He has like an abdomen strain that he suffered back in the Olympics, and he took like no time off really. So I mean,
that sucks. He's an electrifying player. I like to watch him play.
Mark, do you think that the game-to-game, or should it maybe more importantly, the season-long bettors on the Nets, do you think they're kind of mad right now, or at least kind of biting their fingernails, saying like, "Hey, why don't you just go get those 2 jabs and get your ass on the court, Kyrie?" Do you think some people are saying that? Because maybe not tonight's game, but
I haven't heard it.
They've looked immortal though, bro. They lost versus us. They lost versus Milwaukee. They've had some games that's like, you guys don't look that good.
Kyrie, Kyrie gives them a way better chance of winning if he's on the court. So, I mean, I know it sucks, when you want to get into the politics of everything, but man, if I was at the beginning of the season, if I laid money on them to win the championship or at least get to the finals for, in the East, and then he's still not in the court, I was banking on him to be on the court and be a full squad, full healthy season. Man, I am rolling my eyes right now.
Kyrie, yep. It's Kyrie being there. Without Kyrie, that's not a championship team. Yeah. They might push it to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but that's not a championship team. And I'm with you, Mike. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because you have Tyler Hero sitting here to win the 6th Man of the Year award, and he was the one saying, I should be up there on those names with Trae Young and Luka Doncic, and now he's.
But that's just like a role thing. When you see that team, though, even like the Miami, they got Butler, they got Kyle Lowry, Adebayo, and I think just position-wise, he doesn't really fit in the starting lineup, but he's still playing like 30 minutes a night, so he's still putting up starter stats. But I mean,
hey Mark, where's DeMar DeRozan's odds of winning the MVP? Aaron wants to know.
Ooh. DeMar DeRozan's odds, I'm going to give you 40 to 1.
Damn, that's some money to get right there. That guy's been probably the biggest impact free agent signing. He's been killing it with Chicago.
Great. And you know what? He's been great. And he's even sitting above his counterpart, Zach LaVine. That's 66 to 1.
Yeah,
60 to 1. Zach
way
LaVine.
More impact. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, DeRozan, man, it's that Joker tat that he's got that I sent you.
Badass. Cool.
But look, this is what I've said. The Warriors have been doing great, and I love it. But I've said, this is funny. I was like, I want to see once they start playing the Phoenixes, the Utahs, the Dallases, the Denvers.
Well,
right?
You can scratch Brooklyn off your list. You can scratch
I did say the Brooklyns. But look, those other teams that I just said, Phoenix sitting at 2nd place in the West, Dallas at 3rd, Utah at 4th, Denver at 6th. You know what I mean? They haven't played any of these teams that are actually going to be contending with them when this comes down to the wire, right?
And they haven't faced a full Warriors roster either. So, I mean, there's also a counter argument.
The season is young. I'm optimistic, but yeah, I'm not going to put the Warriors there. I'm a Warrior fan, Warrior homer. That me being a sports fan in general, basketball, knowing how this season and this parity looks like it's going this year, like Mike alluded to earlier, I'm going to sit here and say that I'm not going to put the Warriors up there yet. I'd love to see it, but Phoenix is breathing down their back, only a game and a half back. Dallas 2.5 back. Utah 3. These are all teams they haven't played yet, and it's going to come down to the wire, and it's going to be fun, guys. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, the consistency of other teams is what's making it interesting for me. That the consistent teams can be like a Milwaukee Bucks or a Phoenix Suns, because I'm not used to those teams winning. Like I'm used to the Lakers winning all the time, or just the other boring teams that like the pylon teams. And so, of course, the combination of those teams doing well, like the Washington Wizards are in 1st place in the East, and then to add the Warriors being good again, it's like, you know what? Maybe my argument of every year having like just the top 2 or 3, only one of those top 3 odds teams are going to win the NBA Finals. Maybe I'm wrong this year, and I for damn sure hope that it's going to be the Warriors, because I knew they weren't in top 3. So
even just seeing the Cleveland Cavaliers sitting there.
I was just going to say that. 9-6.
Say it, Sean.
Say it, bro. Hey, 9-6, bro. It's a beautiful thing to see. Basketball is good when it's like this. I mean, right now, who's on the outside looking in? Yes,
The
it's
Bucks.
early.
The Hawks.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
They're not even
Dude,
in the freaking playing game right now.
This is actually a season that the NBA actually needs, I think. Dude, this is actually, I think it's going to be fun. Like I just said in the West, we just talked about in the East, it's going to come down to it, man. And, you know, why is there a cutoff line? Oh yeah, that's right. They changed the playoffs. The Warriors were in that playoff game. That's right. There's 10 teams that make it. That's right.
So there's your little bi-weekly check-in on the NBA. So Warriors stay hot. You know, all these teams that we're not used to winning keep winning.
Shout out Chicago though too, man.
Yeah.
Fun team to watch. I've always been a Zach LaVine fan coming out of UCLA. All my closest friends know that. So, man, shout out to him. He's got a beautiful shot. I like what they're doing. And come on, man. I think basketball might be a little bit better when the Bulls are good, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree. Whether Michael Jordan's on the team or not, I agree. So let's transition from let's do some World Cup qualifying. Let's do some let's do something on the pitch. So before we do that, Twitch Co Cowboy actually was giving us a nice little story. And with all these NFTs and everything, sometimes it's just good to be an just old-fashioned lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. This guy just inherited a really old baseball card, or at least a box or a pack of baseball cards. His wife looked up one of them, and it's nearly $10,000 to $14,000. He thinks it's like, this is the names he's throwing out, either a Babe Ruth or a Jackie Robinson. So he got a baseball.
I heard they're pretty good.
Yeah, those guys are okay. So Twitch Co Cowboy, cheers again, sir. You get 2 cheers in one episode. Congrats on hopefully, Jesus Christ, that's a huge down payment on it. That's a car. It's a, wherever you live, it might be a down payment. Does he got to send it to Pensacola? I don't know. I mean, if it's a Babe Ruth, do you really need to?
Jesus, Babe Ruth.
Right? Because they're gonna charge you a certain amount. Watch, they have something fine printing that they're gonna charge you based off of what it's worth. So if they see a Babe Ruth baseball card coming into the shop in where is it again? Where's the place in Florida, Mark?
Pensacola?
Is that what it is? Okay.
Sarasota.
Yeah.
Sarasota,
Florida. Yeah. So yeah,
I was Pensacola.
If they see that coming in, they might charge him thousands of dollars just to get it graded. So yeah, no thanks. So, I mean, but that's pretty cool. And thank you so much to Don. Oh my God, I'm gonna butcher this name. I'm so sorry if you're watching, but Don _ Destale Bagno. I don't know if it's like a bunch of different words. But yeah, thank you so much for following us on Twitch. Thank you so much. So let's do it. Let's do some pitch work. Team USA beats Mexico again for the 3rd straight time, Sean and Mark. But then they go and tie Jamaica. Portugal's looking like they might be in trouble. Mexico's looking like they might be in trouble for the World Cup qualifying. How is these internationals games doing the last couple of days?
It sucks that Portugal is on the outside looking in. I don't know, man. It fucking sucks. It's a freaking World Cup qualifiers. You're trying to get in there, and even like the U.S. today with the draw versus Jamaica coming up a big win. U.S., they didn't start anybody today, really. No McKinney, no Pulisic. They may have came in. I didn't see, the box score, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I think these teams just got to take it a little bit more serious in terms of who they're playing. I know there's always like that in between. If it's during the season, you don't want to overrun these players, but this is World Cup qualifying. It's whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm playing freaking the Bad News Bears or freaking Brazil. You got to play your best lineup until, hey, is our ticket punched? Okay, good. Now we can start maybe mixing in a little bit. I don't know, man. And unfortunately, what you just said, U.S., they're in a little bit of trouble to a degree. Mexico, Italy, the European champions, Portugal, some teams you're like, what the hell? A World Cup without a Ronaldo? Really?
His last one will probably be 2, right? Guessing it might be his last one.
Yeah, man. So it's
the next one he'd be coaching just like he did in the Euros in 2016. But Sean, don't take that kind of evil. Don't put that kind of evil on us Portuguese players here or Portuguese fans here, dude. Hey, they're saying here that the champions of Europe could be facing Ronaldo for that.
It won't be in the
game.
Yeah, they said there's a chance.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if it's Portugal against Italy for a playoff game, winner take all to make the World Cup? This is good. Dude, if Italy misses the World Cup again for the second time, dude, didn't they miss it last time?
Yeah, they did.
Dude,
and so
if Italy
did,
misses
Netherlands, but they actually booked their ticket today.
Brazil, Argentina booked their tickets. I believe there's 13 teams that have booked their tickets thus far.
Yeah.
Serbia being one of them. Thanks for the win in the 90th minute coming over the weekend against Ronaldo's Portugal. But, man, I still have hope. I still have faith.
Of course.
The biggest hope I got right now is that I hope we don't have to face damn Italy in a playoff game. But, man, Mexico, I know a lot of our listeners probably have Mexican ties and are hoping. That's another team. The World Cup's always better when Mexico's in one of those groups, right?
Of course.
So,
every kickoff, burro.
Yeah, except their damn fans can't stop it with the homophobic slurs that are killing their.
Yeah.
It's killing them.
They can't
it's
do
killing
that anymore.
them.
I know, it's crazy.
I think that they got sanctions on them where the FIFA or whatever the hell one of the damn organizations said that they can't have fans for the next two games. I think it might have been the qualifiers.
Because of that?
Yeah, so they're getting screwed. So two straight games, they're not going to be able to have fans there because the fans can't keep their yaps shut and keep bumping their gum about some homophobic slurs. So if you're a Mexican fan out there, Mexico City, if we got any downloads, comic bookies hosts out here telling you pipe it down a little bit, man, because you guys want to watch the game.
Cálmate, güey.
Cálmate, güey.
Right?
Para la pelota necesita dar la pelota.
So from the pitch to the football field. Let's get in. So let's highlight a few of the matchups this weekend for college football. Looking like the best matchup of the week is in the Big Ten. You have Michigan State, who is 9-1, visiting the 7-0 in the Big Ten, 9-1 overall, also in Ohio State. What a huge shakeup in the Big Ten! A huge shakeup possibly for the playoff if Michigan State were to go into the Horseshoe and beat Ohio State. Then you have other games like number 21 Arkansas. Actually, they're actually 7-3 overall, although they have 3 losses in the SEC, to 9-1 overall Alabama. And finally, your final game where you have 2 top 25 teams. Number 3 Oregon visits Utah, who is 6-1 in the Pac-12. Utah actually 3-point favorites in that one. So, guys, anything continue on to those 3 games or anything else you want to throw? I see San Diego State 19th overall. Nice.
Man, I think that Michigan, you said Michigan's going into Ohio State, right?
Michigan State.
What a game.
Michigan State.
Oh, Michigan State. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. So when does Michigan go into Ohio? Or
probably the next week, maybe? I don't know.
It might be next week.
I think it's the last game, right?
It's at least one of the last games, yeah. Go ahead and you can go continue, and then I'll go ahead and look it up. Oh, it is next week. Ohio State at Michigan next weekend.
All right.
Okay, so that's the game I'm going to be looking forward to. I think Michigan can finally probably get it done with Harbaugh. I know I'm jumping ahead a week, but man, I'm kind of excited for that game. I just think that Michigan has lost how many straight times to Ohio State, Sean? Like 9, 7, or 9?
A lot. You know what?
At least every year that Jim Harbaugh has been there. At least every year he's been there.
Yeah, he hasn't beat, I think, Ohio State. And
Harbaugh's never beat him. And I think a couple years before that. So we'll see. There were some games tonight in the MAC. I love these MAC Tuesday games. But Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, number 4, and Oregon moved up to 3.
3.
Wow. Oregon's at it again. Freaking Pac-12 Oregon, man. As much crap as we talk, but seems to be the only team kind of trying to keep us conference alive over here in the West, right?
Relevant.
It's just relevant, It's kind of like USC back in the Reggie Bush and Leinart days and whatnot. But thank you, Oregon, sitting at 9-1. The only loss, obviously, being to Stanford at the farm over there in Palo Alto, And then, obviously, Stanford goes up to freaking Beavertown in Corvallis and gets whomped on by the Beavers were actually playing good ball this year. So shout out to them. Cincinnati sitting at number 5 at 10-0.
Yeah.
Just that's why you need to expand these playoffs, man. If they'd be in the playoffs right now, currently sitting out. Michigan could get in. Michigan State. There's so many teams that are deserving. I mean, I just hate the fact that you have one loss. So many teams with one loss, and they're not going to get a chance. Even a team with no losses isn't going to get a chance. It's ridiculous. I mean, it makes no sense.
You think Alabama with one loss should be ahead of a Cincinnati that's undefeated?
Yeah, I mean,
the strength of schedule comes in. I know people hate
the strength of schedule, where you play, and don't be mistaken. I mean, Cincinnati has played a couple close games. They haven't just completely been blowing everybody out that they've been playing. So, I actually respect that decision to keep, Alabama in there with that one loss. But
even Michigan, bro, 9-1. They win this week and go and beat Ohio State next week. That's the team. Are they going to jump in? What would you rather want? They win this week at Maryland, which I think is going to be no gimme, going against Tua's brother, and they go and beat Stroud and Ohio State next week. They get to 11-1. I mean, 11-1, and Ohio State's going to probably be ousted because they'll have 2 losses. Michigan and Oregon. I mean, would you want Michigan at 11-1 in the top 4, or would you keep Cincinnati if Cincinnati goes undefeated? I think that's another question you got to ask.
The thing with Michigan this week is, I know, as we just talked about with the Warriors losing in Charlotte but then winning in Brooklyn tonight, I think this is going to be a huge look ahead game for Michigan and the Wolverines, dude. Maryland has been playing subpar at that. Yes, Tua's brother, but I mean, that don't mean shit when it comes down to this. I mean, I think that Harbaugh's going to have their head on a swivel, and they're not going to have to be. They better not be looking ahead, because if they want to have any chance of, they have to survive Maryland and not look ahead to Ohio State next week, because that's going to be the granddaddy of them all. I wouldn't be surprised, if ESPN College Game Day probably isn't going to that game. But
Musburger's voice, the granddaddy of them all.
The granddaddy of them all.
The Rose Bowl.
At the big house.
Whoa, Nelly.
Man, Michigan State, just think about where they would have been at right now if they didn't falter to a damn Purdue. It's crazy, dude. It's a good season. It's kind of like this NBA season we talked about. I like to see some new blood in there. It'd be cool to see a Cincinnati in there, but they probably get smacked by one of these, Georgia against Cincinnati. I mean, come on now. It's just
hurting.
It's just not going to happen, right? So that's why they just need to expand it. So you're not taking away, you're just adding to the flavor. Yeah. You're not taking ingredients away. You're just putting a little bit more in the mix, man. So,
all right, on to the NFL. So let's go from college to the pros. Somebody had a 4-0 week finally. Someone is I don't know if I'm off the schneid, but
no wonder he was so quick to move on from college.
Well, we also don't want to go on for 3-hour podcasts. So I go 4-0. Well, you're also you also wanted to continue on college because you don't want people to know that you went 1-3 again this week. So you're slowly losing that lead, buddy. Wow. So anyway, 4-0 is myself. Sean goes 2-2, and Mark goes 1-3. All of us now are well under 500, but I only have 2 less losses than Mark. So I am coming, my friend, and not in that kind of way. No.
Wow. There it is.
Anyways, so let's do it.
Jesus.
Let's go. Let's do our picks for the week. If anybody else wants to join in, I know Aaron already sent his picks in, so I will unveil those picks. He went cool 2-2 last week. Anybody else listening right now or subscribed or whatever, listening on your podcast, we still have time in the season. If you'd like to join, I would love to get you in at least 5 or 6 weeks of the season. Please send us, just go on, IG, email, whatever. Send us 4 picks against the spread every week in the NFL, and the fan with the best winning percentage at the end of the year will get a nice prize pack from yours truly's at the comic bookie, yours truly's. Thanks for those, by the way, Mark. I enjoyed those.
Very well said right there. I like how you mixed that in.
Oh, and by the way, also who's in first place by themselves in the League of Mediocre Douchebags? Hello. Somebody's having themselves a week in the NFL.
Bro, I needed 15 points from Stafford, Elijah Mitchell, and my freaking kicker.
Are you serious?
I got 10 points. I got 10 points from my QB1, RB2, and freaking kicker. How the hell does that happen?
How the hell do I win when I have Mike? I didn't do my team on accident. I was at work and I just forgot. I had Nick Chubb on COVID. I had who was the other? Damian Harris was injured, so he didn't play. And then I didn't start Mike Evans, who had a touchdown, and I still won. I don't know how I did that. I kind of know because the other guy didn't score diddly poo offensively.
Diddly poo.
But I guess I'll go first. Should I just get the pick out of the way? Should I just get it out of the way? I think I'm just going to get it out of the way. It worked last week. I think it's going to work this week. I'm taking, and then for no, I mean, we always give a reason, but you know my reason. I mean, I think the wheels are starting to fall off a little bit. I think all the off the field stuff happening with Arnett, with Ruggs, with Gruden, I think it's starting to take a toll. Carr is in a funk right now, so until he gets out of the funk, I'm gonna pick against him. They're at home. They're getting points at home. I'm gonna take Cincinnati -1.
Pretty much should pick them -1.
Yeah,
though,
but I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm not against it.
I just kind of want to. It's one of those things where I hope I lose this game. Like I was already 3-0 up to this point when the Raiders were playing the Chiefs. So I'm like, oh cool, I'll go 3-1 if the Raiders cover, if they win the game, and they get freaking blasted by Kansas City. Now they're like in first place again because the Chargers can't win, the Raiders can't win. Denver is who we thought they were. So I don't know. I'm just gonna ride the train of not picking the Raiders, and if it gives me a loss, but they get a win every week, so be it. So, I don't know. Sean, you're next since you went 2-2 last week.
I'm going to go with the team that I ride it out for. And we're 3-1 on the road. I'm going with the Niners.
All right.
-6.5 versus Jacksonville. I love what we did versus LA. And it's not like, oh, we beat LA. Now we're going to get it. No, we're easily going to beat Jacksonville. I just think we figured out what the hell our identity is again. We're a freaking running ground and pound team. And no, I think we'll go into Jacksonville and hopefully lay the smackdown on them.
And the stats speak for themselves when Kittle's healthy. When Kittle's healthy, like Jimmy Garoppolo's stats is like freaking night and day. He had 1 touchdown and 3 picks without him, and he's got 8 touchdowns and 2 picks with him. So
another guy with a Joker tattoo.
Right.
Have you?
There you go.
Well said,
Mark.
Get a Joker tattoo and you'll be tearing up the NFL, boys and girls.
So Mark, I think for the first time on the podcast during the season, I think you're picking third this week. So by all means, bro, go ahead.
Freaking leafable. But I'll take it, I'll take my third place pick. You know why? Because I'm looking at you and I'm going against you. I'm going against you this week, Mike.
What?
I'm going to actually be taking the Raiders, dude. I'm sticking 2 reasons. Let me tell you why. Reason number 1, I'm still sticking to my guns coming off these weak-ass teams coming off their weak-ass buys that aren't studying film. They just lamping up, taking their girls to Top Golf and their damn new C8 vets. Dude, I'm telling you, these fools, I've been paying attention all season. These teams coming off buys have not been faring very well. And I'm not saying that Cincinnati is going to be that same team, but what I'm seeing, what did we say about Tampa Bay last week? We obviously saw what happened, losing the game on the field. Couldn't even get close to covering the 10. I don't even know if they led the whole game. I don't think they did. So I am actually going to be going against a team that just had a bye in the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm going to be sticking with a team that, yes, they're an extra week pushed farther from all that Henry Ruggs and all that Arnett BS that's been happening on the field, and I like them because they are at home. If they were going on the road, but they have 2 straight home games to kind of get their head wrapped against each other. You said Carr's got to get out of the funk. I'm looking at him to get out of the funk this week. I think that with my buddy's birthday being out there, him running into Mark Davis at Resorts World over there, I think it bodes well. And I just kind of like the Raiders this week, man. Like I said, they're at home. Cincinnati Bengals, they've been on the bye. They're probably partying in Vegas a little bit more than they wish that they would be. So when it comes Sunday at 1:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time down there in the desert, I'm going to be looking to cash in my ticket at the window with the Las Vegas Raiders +1, guys.
All right. Well, thank you for mentioning the team that I'm going to take this week, because we saw them lose for, I think, a second straight week. And what did we say? Like, as soon as the final horn goes, we go, what do we say? Fade them. Fade the Buccaneers. But Tom Brady, he's pissed off, so he's coming at home on Monday Night Football. So I will take my 3-0 week this week, and I will go 4-0 again this week when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers cover 11 points at home against the New York Giants, who are 1-3 on the road. I just think that
you took my pick.
I just think that
I
just think the Giants are still not a good team, even though they had a really good morale boosting win at home against the Raiders. And the Buccaneers.
See, Sean, he's taking my handicapping technique.
Well, it's still Tom Brady. The Buccaneers are 4-0 at home. They're a way better team. They're still a Super Bowl contending team. They're going to absolutely demolish the Giants by at least 17 to 20 points. So I'm taking the Buccaneers at home against the Giants -11.
Well said, sir. I think that would make it my second pick, and I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills at home against the Indianapolis Colts. I actually like what Wentz has been doing. Statistically, he's been one of the better quarterbacks this year. He has him at 5-5. I had high hopes on the Colts that they had to be a little bit better up to this point, but going against Buffalo, I think, like Vince McMahon said, they have no chance in hell. So we're going to go with Buffalo at -7.
Buffalo hasn't been scoring a lot of points. One of these weeks it's going to be one of those, Josh Allen goes off for like 50 fantasy points and they score 48 points easily. So it could be this week. I'm not really sure because the Colts still have a pretty decent defense, but I did drop their defense this week because I knew they were coming to Buffalo. So I wasn't going to pick. Yeah, I dumped them this week.
All I know is buddy. we probably got some. It's my pick.
Yeah.
It is, sir.
We probably got some Bills Mafia fans that probably listen to this Comic Bookies podcast.
New York's been representing. New York's been one of our highest downloaders the last 10 episodes, as you guys heard last week.
Shout out NY. We love you. But nonetheless, dude, I think it's crazy, man. You talk about how bad it's been for your life in sports, Mike. Imagine being a freaking 20-year bro, 4 straight Super Bowls. You can't get one W. It was 4, right?
At least they win. You could be a Browns fan or a Lions fan.
Not even go.
Dude, Lions, like I mentioned before on this podcast,
they can't even win. They tied.
one playoff appearance in the last 50 years, and that was in like 93 with Barry Sanders, and they got out. Dude, it's just, oh my God. I mean, we complain about the Raiders being fans here, but Jesus, dude, some teams have had it horrible. For my second pick, guys, I'm going to be looking at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh.
-2.5. I like how they've been kind of stepping it up a little bit more on defense. I think that talking about getting out of funks, I think that Patrick Mahomes has been getting out of a little bit of a funk himself. At least with playing the Raiders, that's not saying much, but hopefully that dominant performance that he had, Sunday night in the desert, hopefully he can continue that going into Kansas City. And with Dallas just obviously having that obliterating win and just completely dominating a useless, worthless Atlanta Falcons team, which I might be picking later. Stand by for that. But I think that the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be able to handle some business come Arrowhead at 1:25 p.m. Pacific time. So let's go Kansas City. Not really, because they're leading the division again.
Yeah, we're
how
hoping
quick
for a
was
loss
that?
There, bro.
It seems like in the it seems like in the snap of a finger, right? That they were in like 3rd, 4th place in the division. Here they are leading it again with some woes by the Raiders and the Chargers as of late. But I think that they can probably handle business here in Kansas City, man, against the Cowboys. So probably going to be one of the game of the weeks, man. So we'll see.
Because that one kind of scared me because I was like, you know what? Like, are the Cowboys back to being for real? Because they had covered every game. And then, of course, I picked them against the Broncos, and they got freaking dominated. And then they score over 40 points at home this week. I was like, you know what? They're back to being themselves. But then the Chiefs played really, Mahomes is like, he's now up to like number 2 or 3 in passing yards in the whole league. So they're slowly starting to find their stride. So picking Cowboys, even though they've covered every game but one, they're 3-1 on the road. That kind of scared me. So I'm going to take another team that's 5-0 on the road this year, And from what I saw with the Seahawks on the road last week and with the good, defensive front that the Cardinals have, I just think they're, and of course we've all known that the offensive line of Seattle is just atrocious. I think that the Cardinals it's going to be a close game, but 2.5 points is enough for me to take them. They're 5-0, as I said, on the road. I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm taking a hopefully now healthy Kyler Murray is back, and they're going to go into Seattle and shut the 12th man up. So Cardinals minus 2.5.
Ooh.
I like that, sir. Ooh. Very, very nice, I must say. Man, I kind of took a couple on my picks here, but there's definitely some good opportunity.
You always got the Jets, bro.
Don't worry, you don't have the Rams to pick. You don't have the Rams to pick against this week.
I'm happy.
You got your main.
I'm happy you brought that up.
Salah.
Because I'm going to roll with the team that I do like, despite how bad their record is. I'm going with Miami.
You picked Miami like 4 times this year.
Yeah,
I have, and I'm gonna
just like
I'm
he
gonna
was
go with
dressed
Miami
going
again.
to your house on Sunday. He's all about Miami.
Just like I was dressed in that 50-degree weather, like I was going to Miami.
That Dulce Vida.
Oh man, that was good.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with Miami again this week. I think they probably let me down more times than not, but this is the week. It's make or break. If you can't cover 3 against New York, then we got some serious problems.
Oh man, all right, Mark, your third pick.
My third pick. I got one in the bag, but do I use it? Do I abuse it? Eagles and Saints. That's going to be a tough one to look at. I'm just going to see here. Let me see. The Bears were on a bye last week?
I think so. I don't remember them playing. I think so.
I don't remember them playing either. You know what that means. Give me the Baltimore Ravens -6 going into Soldier Field. Hopefully, I haven't checked the weather report, but I'm going to be taking the Baltimore Ravens at Soldier Field come 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Even if it's freezing ass, it's probably freezing ass in Baltimore too. So I mean, they're used to it.
That fits perfect for Baltimore. They run anyways.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Even serves my thesis even better. Thank you for that, Sean. -6 Baltimore Ravens. Let's go.
Man, this is a tough one. I don't want to lay any more points. I already laid 11 with Tampa Bay. Do I do it?
You are. You're going to take my pick right here?
Damn, dude, because this team freaking, I don't care if it's a division game, this team freaking sucks. But then, man, that's a tough one too.
There's some tough ones these last couple of games. Yeah, it's
okay. I'll let you have that pick. I'm going to go shoot.
I probably ain't gonna pick that one though.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna do it. This team always, this quarterback, this team, for some reason they always at least keep it close, if not win and cover. So since they're underdogs, I'm gonna take them on prime time. They always come up on prime time. So Sunday Night Football, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Chargers, +5.5 this week.
Pity.
I don't like the Chargers have been playing like near the past couple weeks, just like the Raiders. They've been kind of in a free fall, unlike our lucid stocks. But yeah, I don't like LAC right now, which I'll probably regret it. I'll pay attention to this next pick because it was either that or taking the Titans -10.5 at home against the Houston Texans because Houston just freaking sucks. But Pittsburgh +5.5. Sean?
So who do you got? Pitt, Cincy, Arizona, and TB.
Sean's got San Francisco, Buffalo, his favorite Miami, and now what do you take, Sean?
Well, sir, what you just said. There's a lot of division games. Look at the spreads. They're all very close. And there's not one that I'm for sure going to go with them. But I am gonna go with them because they do have a quarterback that is probably go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the better ones. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers. You got to cover 2.5. I'll take Minnesota.
Which that scares me because Minnesota has been playing like doo-doo. I mean, they won last week, but
Dalvin Cook's probably going to run all over Green Bay. I've seen it.
Shouldn't Dalvin Cook be in jail? Isn't Dalvin Cook the one?
He's not there yet.
Oh, because he's still
unless he got
play.
picked up, unless he escaped through the border to Mexico as he left San Diego. Oh, sorry, not San Diego, L.A.
Right. Okay, Mark. You have the 12th and final pick of the week before we go to a break before comic books.
Dude, I cannot pick Minnesota to save my life. I just can't do it, dude. Dude, I've played Minnesota at least 3 or 4 times this year, and every single time they smoke me. Whether I play them, they smoke me. I decide to play against them, they smoke me. Man, F you, Minnie. Probably got some Minnesota fans out there. Sorry, it's nothing against you guys, but geez, man, I'm just such on the wrong side of the coin when it comes to picking against your team. Sorry, but let's get back on track here for my final pick. I'm going against Mr. Five Hat right here, Michael Biela again. I liked how Seattle competed. I like how
It scored 0
Russell
points.
Wilson. I like how they scored 0 points. Actually, I love that. That's even better. Russell Wilson coming off that injury. Russell Wilson coming back, getting acclimated. You know how hard it is to play at Lambeau Field against this guy that was also pissed off. The team was probably pissed off that they had to take that L in Kansas City because the damn COVID response. What the hell, you know? But, dude, I like Seattle here. I think Arizona, this is a game with their quarterback now coming back. So they're kind of in the same situation that Seattle was in last week. Seattle got that game under their heels to kind of, get back on track, right? So I think that with the short line here, I wish it was more of a primetime game because I know how good Russ is in primetime, but I'll still be backing the Sea Chickens here up in Seattle to try to get this win plus 2.5. If I was buying the hook in Vegas, or if I was really at the window, not on the Comic Bookies podcast, I'd be getting it at 3. If you guys are out there, I think that 3 would be the play. I would see the value there. Getting Kyler back for Arizona does scare me. I don't know if they're going to be getting Hopkins back as well. If they do, that's even scarier. So I might be biting myself biting my nails the whole damn time I'm watching this game. But I'm going to go against you in this one, Mike, and I'm going to think that Seattle and Carroll and the 12th man can get it together up there in the Pacific Northwest come 1:25 p.m. Pacific time for your viewing pleasure on Fox.
All right, well, there you have it, everyone. There are your picks of the week. Please, again, send in your picks to us. You know what? Honorable mention, pick of the week. Let's go with the Eagles. Let's get the Eagles to get their first win at home this year. They're 0-4, and they only have to cover 1.5 points at home against the Saints. I like that. And screw it. Here's another one. Cam Newton. He's back. I'm back. Getting 15-yard, personal foul penalties, but take them at home minus 3.5 against the Washington football team who just lost. What's his name? Chase. Help me.
Young. I was looking at them also.
Chase Young. He lost him to an ACL or Achilles, whatever the hell. But this has been the Comic Bookies podcast. That has been sports. Thank you so much for tuning in and chatting with us so far live on YouTube and Twitch. Please go follow our pages so you can go ahead and get those notifications every single week. But we're going to take a quick break to go use the baño and to get another beer. But we're going to be back with comic books and entertainment in one quick second. See you guys soon.
What did Sean get Buffalo at?
Okay. Just let you know we're back live. Let me see what I can do here. Damn. It's kind of weird. Because if I mute Sean, let me just mute Sean now. Sean, you talk. Yeah, you don't come in on Mark's Skype. Let me see here. Settings. God dang it. What if I did this? Let me edit it. Watch this. What if I edit, delete Sean, Sowie. Let's see if I remove Sean and remove Mark. Boom. Now let's go in and add you again. Hey everyone tuning in. I was told by one of our fans that two or more of our mics are echoing.
There's only one mic on the podcast, but two of them are echoing.
Let's see. So there's Mark. So we'll bring in Mark. Boom. Bring him over here. Okay. Now, Mark, you talk, please.
The cat's around me. The cat's around me. We don't fight fair.
Say it again.
We don't fight fair. Big cat's around me.
Okay, you just came in on Sean's thing, so now let's see if this works. NDI Souls.
I actually got something to say when we go back live.
Oh, never mind. That's because oh, damn it. Never mind. Because I named it Sean Skype, but I added Mark. That's why you came up on Sean's Skype name.
Is that why we've been echoing?
No. So there's Sean. Does he come up on something else? No, because this is me, I believe.
Man, we gotta talk to these fools that think.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time it's happened since episode 100, so, I mean, I think we've been doing a pretty good job. It's just, something just happened over the last week or so. Maybe it's just Sean not being on for a week or two. I don't know. Okay, 1 second. Okay, now we're live again. Sean, say something. And what if I just... Okay, Sean, say something again.
Something again.
No. It's still like Sean's coming in on one and Mark are coming in on the other. Let me see.
It's time for that new Mac Mini. Or that M1 Book Pro fucking ultra wide Max or whatever the
performance mode.
Dude, I've been watching some reviews on that shit. The new Apple, the iPad that came, or not the iPad, but the laptop.
I don't see how we would be echoing, especially if we're not in the same room. You know, like you're like literally Mark. When you talk, you come on yours. Mine doesn't jump. Sean's doesn't jump. And then when Sean does his, vice versa, it's the same stuff. It seems all good. I'm coming in on one. I have my mic Skype muted, and I have my mic /auxiliary going, and it's talking good. And then so we all three have our own instead of both of you coming in on one. So I don't know why it's echoing, especially if Mark, if you're the only one talking.
Using Skype.
Huh?
Maybe we should try using something other than Skype.
That's fine. Yeah, we can try it. So let me transition this. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and go back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back, everyone, to the Comic Bookies Podcast, episode 133. Thank you so much for tuning in right now, whether you're live on YouTube and Twitch like we always are every week, or wherever you find us on your podcast. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, we're on iHeartRadio, radio.com app. We're on Amazon Prime Music. Wherever you can get your podcast, we are there. So thank you so much for downloading, subscribing, supporting us, coming in, to the chat, liking us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, emailing us and stuff, like all those publishers that have reached out for interviews and everything, or for us to plug their books. Thank you so much. We're 3 easygoing guys. We'll do that for you, no problem. If you've got a Kickstarter or whatever, a project going, we'll go ahead and plug it no matter what. Treasure Island Comics is the sponsor of the show. Thank you so much to Alex and everyone there at TI in Fremont, California. Go check them out Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. All right, guys. So comic books. So I have a few books to talk about this week. Actually, last week, Mark, I had that big old stack of 13 books that I just got in the mail 2 days ago. We'll be talking about that next week, but luckily this week was only 5 books that I had to read that were brand new, so it's kind of a up and down slope. This week I'm only getting 8, so hopefully, that line of like 6, 7, 8, hopefully I can keep it there, because the last 2 previews I haven't gotten that many books, but let's preview some of the books that are coming out this week, tomorrow on November 17th. So over on the DC side, we have Batman 117, the final James Tynion issue of his Batman run. Nightwing 86, Justice League 69, Nice House on the Lake number 6, and the much anticipated huge issue. Everyone should at least be grabbing a copy of it because it's just a big, storyline. If you're going to get it graded, it might be worth something in the future. But Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 5, we all know that Superman's son, Jonathan, is going to come out as, I believe, bisexual. So Marvel, Moon Knight number 5, X-Force 25, Dark Ages number 3, Sword number 10, and Kang the Conqueror number 4, to name a few. Image has Primordial number 3, which is weird because I just read Primordial number 2 today. King Spawn number 4, and The Deep Beyond number 10. Boom Studios gives you guys Eat the Rich number 4 and Power Rangers 13. Flip It Around, Buffy the Vampire Slayer 31 comes out tomorrow. AWA gives us Not All Robots number 4, Aftershock Almost American 3, which Alex said he's not getting again for a second straight week, so that book might be delayed. You might not get that book. And Mark, if you're interested, from Albatross, The Goon 14. If you want to jump back on the Goon. That. So number 14 comes out tomorrow. So, fellas, let's jump into it. First of all, what are you guys excited about this week from whatever I named, or anything else from this week's new books?
It's actually a book that Mark and myself read, Eat the Rich. I really like Eat the Rich. Yeah, it has a little bit of the whole trippy, seem a little bit like the cannibalistic, like just a weird group of people. But then again, there's a good little story within it of the chick who's kind of like, I think she's like 50-50. Maybe she's starting to buy into how they are, but she's also kind of like, what the hell am I doing here? I don't know. Definitely sparks our curiosity. So for sure, Eat the Rich. I like that.
Can I cut in for a second? Like every time you guys talk about it, and do you agree? Like it's more and more feeling like that Get Out movie. I think I've said it before. Like, is it kind of like that movie?
You brought it up, bro. After the first one, I think, and it has the Get Out. It does, bro.
Okay.
Yes, 100%.
Primordial number 3. I think it's got to get picked up a little bit. Jeff Lemire,
yep.
He's the writer, but he ain't got much damn writing to do.
Has to write.
He must be working.
You don't want to hear bark, alone, or.
He must be working on another project. I mean, if that's all he can write for this book, but nonetheless, Jesus. I mean, Image Comics obviously got a damn good writer, but I don't know. I think it's a mini. I don't know. I think it's a mini series. So
I think so. I think it's like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. So you're 2 in, and now you got the what is it? You got the doctor that kind of raised the little wow, the little doggy, and now it's just I don't know what to think of it. I thought that I was gonna expect way more from the second issue. I'm just gonna expect way more from the third. I guess I can leave it at that.
There better be more in the third.
Well, I mean, it has to. It had a good feel to it. Like I think the most interesting part of that book so far is what I read in previews. Like, back in this year, the space race was in full effect with the Americans and the Soviets, and we send up, they sent up a dog, we sent up 2 monkeys, and they never return. But what would happen if they finally came back to Earth. You know, it's like, oh, cool, this sounds really cool. And then you hit me with these first two issues, Lemire. Come on. I mean, the first issue was cool, but this second one was, I'm sorry, it was trash. So hopefully
thank you. I love the criticism.
So hopefully
Michael.
the third issue with the Soviet or the Russian doctor or scientist, and now coming introducing herself with the other scientist, the doctor from America. Yes, they come together and they try to find these animals, but like who knows what's going to happen. Like once I hope they find them at the end of issue 3, and they kind of deal with what the effect of what happened to them when they were out in the great beyond. So it had a good feel to it. I'm not liking it so far, but hail. It's only 6 issues, I'll pick it up. Screw it.
Give a little Marvel talk this week. We're getting a new Moon Knight again. I think that the last offering was better than the one previous, but
true.
That one needs to pick up as well. I think Mike can attest to that as well with me. Sean, I don't know. You're still getting Moon Knight as well, Sean?
Nah, I actually dropped
it. Not a bad decision, man.
Yeah. It's not going to go. It's not going to go 18 issues.
Man, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to go 18 issues like we did with Thor, or 17, or however long we went. I'm going to give it the first. I'm going to give it the first arc
leash on it.
Yeah.
You got a shorter leash on it, huh?
There's too much potential out there these days, It's funny because Ashley was talking to Alex. I brought this up before, but it's just like he actually said, if you actually just don't like a book, maybe read it again, but there's no need to keep a long leash. And then talking to, I think, Mike later that day, he said, I'm done with Thor after the freaking froggy Thor. The leash is the leash is cut, man. So
I mean, I know he's an established character, Throg. He's been in other stories before. So he was actually in the Loki series. There was a scene where they were in remember when they go down to the great depth or whatever? I forgot where it was, the great beyond. But when they came up, when they panned up from the ground and they went through all the stuff that was in the dirt, Throg was in a jar trying to get out. He was trying to use his little Thor hammer to get out. So he's been an established character. He's probably beloved by hundreds or thousands of Marvel fans, but he's not beloved by myself. And it was a really crap story that, Thor's just down on himself and he doesn't feel worthy of having Mjolnir. I'm like, come on, just pick up the damn thing. Let's hit something. Those first 2 arcs, at least the first one, that was badass with Galactus and come on, dude, that was so cool.
A poodle, man.
Yeah,
Shoot.
I mean, go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say too. I just got the newest. It's in the house from last week. The newest issue of Strange Academy. I keep the standards. I keep my expectations to it's supposed to be more of a kid thing, and the whole thing with the feel of if it's an X-Men meets Harry Potter, it still feels cool to me. So it's kind of like a story where I can hold on to a Marvel and then get that kind of kid feel to it. I don't ever expect it to be a tiny and nice house on the lake or something hella mature to where if I don't get that, I feel like I have to drop it. But again, Strange Academy still has to pick it up just a little bit. I'm not going to go for the next year with Strange Academy, especially for with the breaks that it takes. It's been taking those long breaks, so it's damn, I already bagged and boarded number 11. Now number 12 comes out 2.5 months later. I'm damn, I kind of forgot what happened. And it's within the same arc. It's not like a new arc started. It's within the same damn story. So I don't know. Marvel, they killed it. We'll talk about it in a minute, but they killed it on Disney Plus Day with all the new shows and all the small things they put out. More and more posters and trailers for Spider-Man. They're killing it in the media. Visual, with movies and TV and everything, but with books, it's not doing it for at least
where their
me.
Focus
I can speak for all 3 of us,
Mm-hmm.
A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, guys. Another book that reminds me just of Primordial. Did you pick up the second offering, Sean? Another one.
I didn't go last week, but I did mention to Alex that I am going to for sure be getting a number 2. I know we bashed the first one so bad.
You might not want to get the second one either.
Oh, no.
I mean, obviously we're getting a little bit more of the storyline going into the second one, but the dialogue...
Does it have 2 words or 3 words?
If you're into art, museum and looking at pictures, go right ahead. But another offering from Rick Remender over here at Image Studios and Andre Lima Araujo, however you pronounce it. But I think that the story has a pretty cool meaning behind it in the second offering. You haven't read it, right? You're gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
gonna
know
get
if I
it.
want to spoil it, but we, the antagonist obviously getting a little bit more clues as what happened in the first issue. He meets up with another person, and they kind of go on a mission to try to get more clues. I'll leave it at that. Pretty cool. Just not much dialogue, man. And when there's not much dialogue, you're going through these books pretty quick. And obviously, us here at the Comic Bookies podcast can't recommend these. I don't really want to recommend my listeners to pick up on books that they're going to read in, 5 to 7 minutes, because in my opinion, I read so many other books that I can, offer our listeners, some damn books that are worthwhile. 15, because you're going to be spending $4 or $5 on these damn books. Inflation, these damn things might go to 6 pretty soon to print in, and all these damn ink costs and whatnot. But dude, if you're going to charge $5-6 for a book, you're going to have to want to at least read it for 15 to 20 minutes, not like 5 to 7. It's kind of messed up how these publishers, whatever, I wouldn't say getting off, but it's kind of bushily that you're going to put something out there for $4, $5, $6, and I'm going to be able to read it through in 7-8 minutes. So I'd expect more. I expect more, an image. I know you can deliver more. So that's 2 books that we just mentioned back to back, in Primordial and A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Obviously, both great writers. And we know that there can be a lot more dialogue in these books going into these 3rd and 4th offerings. So we hope to see that. But nonetheless, we keep reading, and we love the books, and we love the artists, and we love the writers, and we support either way. So, but that's just my opinion on it, nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, and I have yet to ever read something. Well, I mean, I have read plenty issues where I tell Alex I'm going to get just the first issues, just see how it is. There's been plenty of stories that I don't pick up, but there's never been a story that I tell him I want to put on the pull list and I drop it after the first issue. Mostly every single short story I'll complete it, and then mostly every single longer, ongoing series I'll at least do the first arc. So I
can't believe you're not getting Human Target. Newburn, I'm telling you, you like Sardasky and Stillwater. I'm telling you, Newburn's pretty good.
But I got 13 books last week, bro. It's just like, at a certain point, I have to cap.
That's all?
I have to cap it, So I got 8 this week. I think next week I'm getting like another 10. So I went, ape shit during the summertime.
But how many of those are ending? How many of those are ending? I feel myself personally,
like 2 or 3, I think. Like 2 or 3.
Yeah, every 3 to 5 weeks now, I'm getting a couple books that end because they're like 6 issue or whatever, 4 issues, So that's what kind of keeps me in the game, because some of them are ending. If I had all these stories that I got on the pool right now and they're ongoing, I'd be screwed, man. I'd be you.
No, you're right. But God willing, I'm going to be living for another 50 years at least. So I got plenty of time to pick up a trade paperback and read it if I really wanted to read it, because I'm not sure if we're going to be doing this podcast in 50 years. So I'll at least have time to pick up books at least, and read a bunch more of those. So let's go. So AWA, was kind of excited. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal. It's just a fun book. Garth Ennis, he's the man, Punisher Max. He's just a fun book. Number 6 of 8. It's like the longest AWA story so far. Usually that would be over, but kind of a fun one. It's kind of fizzling out, so hopefully the last 2 issues are better. And then the 2 stories simultaneously going on at the same time from the world of the Resistance. Moth's 5 of 6 was last week or 2 weeks ago. That's a pretty good story. I don't know if I told you, but a moth in that universe is kind of like a man or a woman, kind of, if they feel that they have powers, because you remember the Resistance, once a COVID epidemic or a pandemic came and killed hundreds of millions of people, and the 5% that didn't die manifested powers. So when there's other people who also survive but haven't gotten their powers yet, they can go through some kind of ceremony and then like boom, they get their powers, whatever they be, but they guaranteed only live for like 6 more months. They have 6 more months to live and then they die. So they kind of give themselves like a purpose, like a mission. Like, okay, I now have my powers. I'm going to go do this. So this is kind of profiling this chick who kind of, she has like the empathy. She's like an empath, a super, super empath. And she goes to these different arenas and shows and theaters. And kind of, if people are going through things, she kind of, gets up in the air, shines her light, and then she feels what they're feeling, right? And then kind of like transfers what she's feeling and makes kind of everyone feel good or better, at least about their situation. So it's a pretty cool story. And then issue 1 of 5 from the same universe was Knighted. Kind of a weird issue so far. It was a guy accidentally kills like a Batman type vigilante character, and then it looks like he's gonna have to be. It's like the Santa Claus. He accidentally kills him, and then he's gonna have to jump into the suit and become like the Knight. I think they call him the Knight. So those are my AWAs of the week. And then before we get into Batman, Batman Reptilian issue 5 from Black Label, from Garth Ennis and Liam Sharp on the art. I love Enos's writing. His stories are just out there, like from what I've read from him, like Punisher Max is like, whoa, way out there. This one pretty much unveils Killer Croc, like a lot of these amphibians or other animals, they're like sometimes hermaphrodites, like seahorses, like the males can have the babies, right?
Yep.
So Killer Croc has like a baby. And like it's some huge big demon. It looks like that big ass thing from, remember when in Return of the Jedi when they go and they drop down in Jabba the Hutt's lair, and it's that big thing in the cave. It kind of looks like that, and it's taking out it's taking out all these other DC villains, like killing them straight up. And now Batman's like down in the sewers trying to like save Killer Croc from its child, because I guess now in this issue it wants to like actually mate. Like if the baby can't suckle from Killer Croc, which it's not a woman, so it doesn't have any like nipples or teats or whatever for it. Now it wants Killer Croc to mate with his own child to like reproduce. It's so weird and out there, but I mean, it's something I've never read, but like it's in Gotham City. It's so weird. But yeah, anything else before we get into Batman? Yeah, I'm reading some weird shit here.
Let's go into Batman. Batman's a safe
some weird
bet.
Shit. So, man.
Batman.
Another Image book I got actually that you guys didn't get. I actually never put it on the poll, but I saw it. It caught my attention. I asked Alex over at Treasure Island Comics. He said it was the book of the week, as he always says, something about it getting picked up for a movie, or not a movie, but a show. Mm-hmm. And it's What's the Furthest Place from Here? Yep. It's issue 1 by Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg. Like I said, Image Comics. I read it. I tried to get it in right before the recording of this podcast, right before we got into our little pre-production. I kind of ran through it. Pretty thick little issue. Not as much dialogue, but I guess it's, it was like about 7 chapters, I believe. But some of the chapters were like 2 to 3 pages. But kind of like the end of the world type story. They're out there trying to like save one of their friends. It's it kind of reminded me of like a Donny Cates crossover type of story. I don't think I'm gonna be pulling it, Mike, just because I put 2 more on the pull list last week in Chip Zdarsky's New Burn, and also with a Human Target, which is another Tom King offering that's going to go on for another 2 years probably. But we'll see. I kind of took Alex's word for it. He said it's going to be pretty good. But What's the Furthest Place from Here? Kind of not really my style. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't recommend it. I would say that I've been looking at reviews for it here online as we've been recording this podcast, and it's also kind of mixed. Same thing from what I thought. I just think that if I if I didn't have as many things on the pool, and if I didn't have as many books coming up in previews for me to check out, I probably would try to check out the second or third offering. But at this stage, I'm probably going to have to pass on it, man. What's the Furthest Place from Here? If anybody, you gotta let us know in the comments, or let us know it on social media if you've read it, if you like it, if you're going to be pulling it. You guys obviously have no idea what it is. So,
Is Rosenberg the writer or the artist?
Rosenberg is the writer.
Okay, because he writes the Joker presents a puzzle box. So the current book that I'm reading right now, I knew the name sounded familiar. That's why my head was down for the last 60 seconds trying to look this up. But yeah, so he's writing a puzzle box right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I think, it kind of reminds me of A Nice House on the Lake. They kind of give you a lot. You remember the first issue? I think it was either the first or the second issue of The Nice House on the Lake, where they're giving you all the symbols, and it's the writer, and it's the DJ, and it's the artist, and it's the painter, and it's the chef, and they all got their own symbol. And I'm like reading that first issue, and I'm like, how in the damn hell am I got all these other damn books I'm reading, and you want me to remember all these damn symbols and all these painters and artists and all this damn, it's a lot to take in. And when you have a thick little 3-part issue with like 7 chapters, coming at you in the first issue, I mean, I think what they're trying to do is good, and I think they're trying to build on it. And like what Alex said, that I think they're trying to make a show out of it. But I don't know. Alex's record is probably like our record in the NFL pick'ems this year, because a lot of shows. I mean, Undiscovered Country. I'm still wondering. I'm what are we almost 2 years deep into that series, a year and a half, and I'm still waiting to hear something come out about it being picked up for a show. But
I mean, there's been some articles out there about it potentially, but as far as being like produced and like we may see the whole entire story before it even gets casted and started to shoot, so we don't know.
Yeah,
but as far as
that's true,
but as far as
and they can switch up the story.
But as far as it getting picked up by a film studio, like a studio, don't know how long that usually takes. So they don't want to do like Game of Thrones did, where they went ahead of the books. They want the whole books maybe to come out and then go ahead and adapt it to a TV show.
Do it that way.
So we'll see. But okay, so the last book of the week, let's get into Batman 116, the penultimate issue for James Tynion. I did like this one. I want to see more Pamela. I want to see more I love the Scarecrow. I want to see less Scarecrow and more Poison Ivy, because I tell you what, if Poison Ivy gets into the next arc, I'm excited, because Josh Williamson will come in and hopefully he'll do a good job with Poison Ivy. But man, can you imagine Tynion writing a creepy-ass Poison Ivy arc? That'd be so cool. He did a good job with Scarecrow, but I feel that I've been reading about Scarecrow for so long now. Like, I'm kind of over it,
I liked that they're sprinkling in Poison Ivy, and like you said, I wish they kind of just included her more, because then they start going right back to Scarecrow, and then, Mr. Mahoney freaking shooting him. Who knows if he's even dead or not? I mean,
yeah, probably.
And that was of course.
You guys would like the Harley Quinn book then. There's a lot of Ivy in there.
Yeah, Ivy's badass, and the thing is, like, the way she kind of, it's just weird, because they have it, like, in the beginning of the issue, like, she kind of has, like, the city, like, there's, like, that city under Gotham, so they almost make it seem like she's such a big character in this issue, but then they kind of just shy away from it hella fast and go right back to freaking Scarecrow.
But she is. It's all tied in.
Obviously, the final issue next week, or we're getting this week, we'll see how big of a role she is. Real quick, Mike, I did actually look ahead to just see if there was already like a cover released with the Josh Williamson once he takes over. Yeah. And I see no sign of Poison Ivy. It's actually going to be a character, a villain called the Abyss.
There's a new character.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago when they when previews first unveiled the cover for it, and they had like the synopsis for the story. Yeah, it's like, Josh Williamson takes over for So we've known about this for like the past month and a half. But yeah, I was that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I seen the cover. They should release the cover for his first 2. I want to say what they're gonna look like. But
because then how do you explain 2 Poison Ivies in one issue? Because remember, Poison Ivy showed up at the end, like, oh, you can have a conversation with yourself. Like, what the hell?
Exactly.
How the hell did they explain all that in one more issue? But, dude, how badass did those two straight back-to-back pages look when they had Mahoney right there?
And then
Batman right back-to-back? That was hella sick.
Gonna take a picture of that to you. That was yeah. Oh, yeah, that was badass. That was a nice little battle. I really enjoyed that, actually. That was good.
Yeah,
really enjoyable.
It's probably a preview to what's going to happen over the next couple of years. Mahoney and all these peacemakers and stuff. They're going to be hopefully, I don't know where Williamson's going to take it, but with this whole future state thing, and they're going to go into the magistrate and they're going to sort of take over. We could be seeing them for years to come, unless they do a crisis and they reset everything and bring Alfred back, and then the magistrate never happened and all that shit.
That's going to be so annoying.
And then Sean mentioned the underground city that Ivy's got down there under Gotham. And let's not forget, it's not just that underground city that Ivy's got down there. It's also the parasites that are living down there that have recently got a hold of, was it Nakano, right?
Yeah, but that's detective.
Yes, I know, but that's what I'm saying. You got parasites down there living in the bottom with Ivy.
Did they mention that though in Batman?
Huh?
They never mentioned that though in Batman. Like, Nakano's in both stories, but he's like kind of dealing with one thing in Batman, and then he's dealing with Vile in the next one.
I'm wearing the tinfoil hat right now. I got the tinfoil hat on right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be cool. I mean, I hope that they kind of have like an event where it's just one and the same for 6 straight weeks.
So the parasites get Ivy as she's trying to take over Gotham, and come on, put me on DC,
or
dude.
maybe that Pamela's been under the fear toxin this whole time. Maybe Scarecrow's been having a hold of her this whole time, and now it's, I don't know.
Does Williamson drop the hammer on us?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. No, I mean, I figure Tynion's going to drop a hammer, and he's going to completely just kind of end this, like as if he's ending a show or a movie, and then Williamson's going to take a few aspects, like the magistrate's still there, and Ghostmaker's still there, maybe, but then it's going to be a whole other arc with this. I'm sorry. Who's the new character? Sorry, Sean. Abyss.
Abyss.
Yeah, I think he's just going to roll with Abyss. I don't know.
Abyss better not be a bitch.
He better not be a miss.
It's actually funny we're talking about like how much we're enjoying Poison Ivy and kind of want more, and actually looking at books coming out this week: Batman Secret Files, The Gardener #1, and seeing the description of it. She's a shrugged in mystery, her motive secrets. Can I help but ask, who is Bella Garten, aka the Gardener?
Yeah, she's the African American chick who's kind of like been by her side, and she's with the she's with Miracle Molly and all of them, right? Or has she been with Poison Ivy the whole time?
I think it looks she's on that last page, right?
Yeah, you're right.
She's on that last page. Yeah, she's on that last page. So it's kind of funny how this little #1's coming out this week also. So no, I'm with you on that, bro. I definitely enjoyed the little Poison Ivy aspect, and I just hope they're able to fit in all of it into this final issue, because it seems once Josh Williamson takes over, he's literally taking it in a whole nother direction.
Yeah, so we'll see. But that's the books for this week. Go out and get your books wherever you go. Support your local comic book store for sure. But let's get into the news. Shoot, man, let's start with Disney Plus Day. Excuse me. Earlier this week, it was the 2-year anniversary of Disney Plus. So I've been a proud subscriber of Disney Plus now for 2 years. I still have one more year of my 3-year membership that I got right when it came out. Best decision of my life. No, I'm kidding. Besides my wife and kids, of course. I love you, honey. But yeah,
he's lying.
But anyways, so Disney Plus Day revealed so many new things. It showed us a teaser for Moon Knight. It showed us a teaser for She-Hulk. It showed us a full-on trailer for the new Hawkeye TV show. You have season 2 of Loki. You have season 2 of What If, Marvel Zombies. You have X-Men 77, Spider-Man Freshman Year. Sean, am I forgetting anything?
Miss Marvel.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
Agatha, House of Harkness, Echo, X-Men 97, Secret Invasions, Ironheart.
That Secret Wars is sick.
Give it to him, Sean.
It's wild. Hey, man, you know what? It's wild because that's what Disney does. When Disney comes, they come with the thunder.
And shout out to our boy Johnny, the young one. His first at what is it, 30, 35, 36 years of young age.
Tripping.
His first time going to Disney Studios down there in Anaheim, California.
I seen him post a picture with him and his lady, man. I was like, this has got to be his first time he's posting it.
He had the pin, my first time. He actually texted me earlier. He's like, man, he's texting me about Disney. So, man, but that's pretty cool, dude. But shout out to Sean. He actually texted in the early morning. Man, Disney's coming out with a lot of news. Were you aware that it was Disney Plus Day? Because I actually found out after, and I was like, what?
I didn't realize it was, bro. I just
Me neither.
One of those posts, like it had one of those, like, okay, Disney's about to go off today. It was one of those just random things, like, okay, they just randomly brought this up today. Okay, they're about to post hella crap today, and that started, okay, Disney Plus Day, duh. And it just
yeah, I mean
every 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Disney Plus Day until I actually turned on Disney Plus. I was like, let's see if there's anything on for the kids, and then all of a sudden me and my wife take it over for like an hour, like, oh, shut up, kids, sorry, like mommy and daddy have some previews to watch, because that whole Marvel thing was like 13 minutes long of them previewing everything. And then there's like Pixar things that are coming out and Disney things.
Exactly. That's not even it.
That's just
we
Marvel.
have a live action Pinocchio. We have a whole bunch of stuff from the just Disney aspect all in all.
Yep.
So.
And now you have Shang Chi is on there for free. Jungle Cruise is on there for free. We just watched the new Home Alone, which is obviously not as good as 1 and 2, but I think it was better than the Home Alone 3, with the kid from Liar Liar. Yes. This one was pretty funny because it had a few aspects from the original 2, like Buzz. Not to give anything away, but Buzz is in the movie. He plays he's a police officer, and his last name's McAllister. And then he goes to a house call, like the alarm went off. The two people who are oh man, I'm not going to give away, but the two people who end up being the villains, I guess, in the movie, they kind of shoo him away, like, oh yeah, we live here. Like, oh no, sorry, like we just forgot, like, oh, my husband forgot the code because our code's our anniversary. You think he's going to remember it? Ha ha ha. So then Buzz goes away, and then all of a sudden he's eating, and they say, oh yeah, we have a son who's home alone, at this resident. He goes, are you kidding me? He goes, disregard that. That's a false alarm. It's a prank call. He goes, yeah. My brother does this every year. Years ago, my family went on vacation, and we left my brother Kevin home alone twice. And so it was like a whole
McAllister?
thing. Huh?
Kevin McAllister.
Yes, and so they brought it back, and then it was funny. He goes, nice try, Kevin. Nice try, trout sniffer. Like it was like they brought that aspect, that sense of nostalgia back. So that's all I'm going to give for that movie. But it was pretty cool. But yeah, going back to Disney Plus Day, there's so many new things. I can give half of a review of Shang Chi because I fell asleep halfway through it. But a lot of good action. The story was pretty good. I fell asleep about 35, 40 minutes into it, so I really didn't get into the meat and potatoes of the story. But the intro, it's a classic Marvel movie. It's a good intro. A lot of action, a lot of funny things. It has like the comedic relief on the side with Awkwafina. Of
course.
She's the best friend of Shang-Chi.
The water?
Mm-hmm. And so, some agua. So it was pretty good. Sean, Mark, what else are you excited about Disney Plus Day? I know you love Disney, Mark.
Shang-Chi for sure. I mean, actually, that's going to be the movie tomorrow. Actually, I like the full array for the rest of the week for Marissa and I. Her pregnant, so we're just hanging out watching movies and stuff. Tomorrow will be Shang-Chi. We definitely got to watch Red Notice. Not to go to Netflix, but Red Notice with The Rock.
That's more for
and
you,
Gal
right?
Gadot.
That's Gal Gadot,
baby. Rock.
Come on,
Sean's
now,
like, what?
boy.
I didn't even know she was in that. Oh, wow. Well, a total mind blow.
Lucky me. And then for sure the new Bond. So it's
dude.
Pure entertainment, bro.
I'll wait for you guys, but what an end to the saga that is Daniel Craig's James Bond. I can't give anything away. I'm not going to say anything. Just watch it. It's unbelievable. It's well worth the $19.99. It was well worth it to go and spend $12 to $15 and then get popcorn and soda and candy and everything, or a mixed drink. It was well worth the $50 a night that you would spend with your wife. Amazing. Just go to Amazon Prime and get it for $20. And you only get it for 2 days, so prepare to watch it like that night or like the next night. Don't say, I'll get it today and then I'll watch it this weekend, because it won't be there.
So that's on HBO Max?
No, that's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, yep.
But I'm sure that's not the only
that's
app.
where you watch
I'm sure
it?
It was $19.99. I'm sure that's not the only app you can get it on. I think. I don't know. But yeah, no.
Wow.
But we'll have a full review of Shang-Chi. Hopefully all three of us can watch it soon. A full review of Bond, hopefully next week, if not in the next couple weeks. But hopefully we can get those in before you go on permanent paternity leave from not only work, but probably the podcast for a few weeks. So, Sean, you mentioned Harry Potter, so give us the news on this anniversary special.
So they're having another little 4-week special anniversary that I think they're doing like some sort of show / trivia type thing. And it's just like, I think the way they're promoting it is like, oh, what was the House of Dumbledore named after? I think that's like the line they always use for the commercial, and just immediately made me think of Mike, because I think they're having some of the characters come back. I mean, like I said, I'm not the big old Harry Potter, know all the characters, know everything like Mike. But I mean, it's cool. I guess it's something to watch. I think it's entertaining and stuff. But it's just super cool that they're kind of bringing it back. 'Cause I mean, that was a saga, an experience. The Harry Potter world and the Universal, like that was one of those things that it was a vibe. Everybody was in the Harry Potter. They had their own damn community and everything.
I mean,
so
it was absolutely amazing. Not to bring up past relationships, but I had an ex-girlfriend back in the day, and she and her sister, I think it was book number 5 or 6. They were one of the ones who like, oh, we're going to go to the Barnes & Nobles or the whatever bookstore, and we're going to wait in line and get it. And then they I think they bought 2 copies, like one to keep in mint condition and one to read. Yeah. And so it was a huge thing. And then we went and saw when all the movies started coming out when we were still dating. We would go to, opening night, opening weekend, all these people wearing their robes, their scarves, they had their glasses and their their lightning bolt scar.
Did you have your broomstick?
No broomsticks. I think they didn't allow that because it could be used as a weapon. No wands, no brooms. But yeah, no. I mean, it's a man.
It was something, man. It
dude,
really
20
was
years
something,
took
bro.
over the world. There's a freaking sticker on the back of my car. Baby Muggle on board. I mean, I love it. I read all the books twice, seeing all the movies at least 5-6 times a piece. Love it.
I actually clicked on the article right now on Cosmic. So yeah, WB and HBO Max announced that Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson are reuniting for the upcoming Harry Potter 20th anniversary special. The official details include Daniel, Rupert, and Emma join filmmaker Chris Columbus and other esteemed cast members across all 8 Harry Potter films as they travel back to Hogwarts for the first time to celebrate the anniversary. Damn, 20 years ago. That is unbelievable, man.
Yep. Mark, what say you for old Harold Potter?
I think I watched probably the first one years ago on TV, but I just haven't been too, me, I haven't paid attention
put it on the
really.
queue, huh?
So yeah, put it on the queue. I don't know how many deep are we in now?
8 of them, right?
5?
It's been over
8.
It's been over for a long time, but there were 7 books, but they made the 7th book into 2 movies, so you have 8 movies to watch.
8. Uh-huh.
Damn, I thought it was like 5, 6. Jesus Lord, 8. Spanning back to what years?
I think 1999. Or no, it's 20 years.
No.
So 2001 maybe was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the time I graduated.
So 2001
I think,
was the Sorcerer's Stone, and then every, 2-3 years after that, and then it ended like 5 years ago with the Deathly Hallows Part 2. It's a good story. Like, especially if you at least watch the movies, and then when you go to Universal, when you go to like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's so immersive. It's so cool. And I think that the one in Orlando is way better than the one in Hollywood. They have like the dragon like every 10 minutes blows fire and stuff. He's sitting on top of Gringotts Bank. It's really cool.
The Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses, the show that they mentioned, the trivia show. Will start November 28th. Mark loves the time, so it'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m.
I like to give. The Comic Bookies podcast comes out of the Pacific time zone in the Pacific West Coast of the United States of America.
Just put on the DVR.
But,
you can watch it at 8.
And it'll be on TBS and Cartoon Network.
Nice. I will definitely be seeing where my knowledge still, if it's still, tucked away in there after so many years of not reading or seeing the movies.
So I got some news for you guys, actually, right? If you guys are done with the HP stuff, I got some HK stuff, some DIS HK. So Disney Plus Day, obviously, they come out and they say that Disney Plus has launched in Hong Kong, guys. We know how big this is. Disney Plus is finally launched in China. They have announced that the streaming service is finally out there. On the same day, if not the day after, they announced that Hong Kong Disneyland closes for 1 day temporary due to COVID-19 outbreak in the staff.
I swear to frickin' God, if they close Anaheim before I go next month, in less than 4 weeks, I'm going to shit everything. I don't know why I just said that, but I am, like, you say you should.
I'm trying to actually picture what that means right
everything
now.
you can think of, I'm going to just shit.
You're going to shit it all.
Oh, I'm going to be so mad. I don't care about the $2,000 I'm going to get back in my bank account. I don't care. I need to go. I need to get away.
I hope so.
Gotta get away?
Yeah, no, it's
it's
getawaytoday.com is where I got my vacation. Do not go to Costco. Do not go to Disneyland.com. Get Away Today. A very nice group of people from the state of Utah, probably Mormons, but they're very, very nice, and they will take care of you.
Hey, be prepared for it, though, Michael. Be prepared.
I am now emotionally prepared for it, and you know it's going to happen. Raining fire down in Orange County on the city of Anaheim.
So what day are you leaving?
I'm not telling you and the fans when I'm not going to be home. I'll text you later.
The fans don't know your damn address. I know.
No, I'm going the second week of December. So the third week of December. So we'll get there on a Sunday, go to the park Monday through Thursday, come home Friday, and then I'll have to work that 1 day Saturday. But then I get a whole another, nice weekend. So, yep, only have to take 2 days of work off for a whole week in Disneyland. So, kind of works out. We planned it right to where it's still, kids are still in school. They haven't started their winter break yet, too. So it's not like it's Christmas, but then also the kids are like still in school. Like they're chomping at the bit. It's, oh my God, it's almost Christmas time, but they're still in school. So hopefully going Monday through Thursday during the week, no weekend crowds and no school being out crowds.
Smart.
I like it. It's a good time, bro. Have fun. Be safe, man.
Yep. Don't you guys worry, because at the Comic Bookies podcast, we can also help plan your Disney adventure on the West Coast. We don't know too much about when it comes to the one in Orlando, but Lord knows, you come and talk to Miguel here, our host at the Comic Bookies podcast. He will help you plan. Fast Track or whatever the hell, not faster. What is it now? What's it called now?
Plus.
The Genie Plus Pass and all, which he is going to experience, and he will probably make a YouTube video for you guys to let you know how his experience.
I think in a past lifetime, me and Sean were also friends, and we also had a travel agency business open, because me and Sean used to do that with everyone. When we worked together, when we didn't work together, when someone even mentioned, like, oh, I feel like going to, like, Mexico or, like, San Diego, we're like, well, let me look up for you here. I can get you flights at this price. I can get you hotels at this price. Like, dude, we were on that stuff because, like, when we were single and we were always just planning stuff. It seemed like every week we were like, hey, just for S's and G's, if we wanted to go to Mardi Gras, how much would it be right now if we booked 6 months in advance? And we're, yeah.
How was that life, though, Sean? A different life?
A different life. I didn't know who I was back then.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know who I was.
Oh man,
you knew who you were.
But anyways,
you don't know who you are now.
Now it's the good life.
You don't know who you are now.
Padre. So yeah, so now last piece of news. As we speak, the last, I don't know if it's the last one, but at least another new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out with a bunch of different scenes. You saw Doc Ock, you saw Green Goblin, you saw Sandman, you saw a new look of Electro. So it's going to be pretty cool. And then it's funny because someone posted like an up close, like a screenshot or of Reptile when he's getting punched. Did you see that on it's like Comixology or comicbook.com?
No.
It was an up close. It was a scene where Spider-Man's coming in. He's going to punch Reptile. And then Sandman's big old huge. His fist is coming in. And all of a sudden it looks like a ghost freaking punches Reptile. Like his face just goes bam. And everyone's like, who was that? And I was like, oh, Miles Morales. I was like, oh no, they're going to bring in Miles because he's invisible and he punched him. But that's whole like theory and stuff. But like, who knows? It could have been just like bad camera work, or they didn't edit it right. So it was really Spider-Man punching him, but his head just went like this, but no one saw anybody punch him.
Punch.
So it was all like theory, like, oh my god. But if Miles Morales was in there too, oh man, that'd be sick.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, release date December 17th. Man, it's coming quick, bro. Holy crap, it's crazy.
The weekend we get back from Disneyland, we'll be going to the theaters that same weekend.
Let's hit the fans with some numbers over the weekend, Mike, if you got them. Eternals here, Walt Disney coming in at 1.7 million gross at the Cliff of the Big Red Dog, which I actually did see. I actually didn't mention that yet in this podcast, but I went with my wife. I went with my daughter to see Clifford. Obviously, some nostalgia coming for me in my younger years. I read a lot of those books, and but yeah, Dune's
from the book fair.
Scholastic book fair. Scholastic, baby, you can't get past it, baby. But nonetheless, Dune coming in at 3. Time to Die, which Mike just saw. Venom still hanging in there. So Sony Pictures actually gets that one, with Marvel coming in the co company, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Eternals, guys. Walt Disney kills it again. Clifford, pretty good, pretty funny. If you got kids, I'd check it out, especially if you're a millennial like my ass is. Why not? Quentin Tarantino, guys. NFTs have been big talk of the town lately. Quentin Tarantino is trying to get his fair share of the pie, but obviously Miramax is not letting him have it, guys. Iconic director Quentin Tarantino is trying to snag some NFTs from his Pulp Fiction movie coming in 1994, but Miramax is trying to blank him from that, saying no. We were the producer. We were the company that. Hey, is it Miramax? What's his name though? Miramax is the dude that's
the pedophile, or I mean, like the guy with the
right.
No, he had like Weinstein was like his own brand.
Weinstein.
No, like Harvey Weinstein it was like the Weinstein Group or the Weinstein Production. It wasn't Miramax.
I thought didn't he own Miramax?
He might have owned that also, but I remember when it was a Harvey Weinstein movie, it was like the really thin pieces of the W's, and it made the W. That was like the logo.
So Miramax Productions has gave Tarantino a cease and desist order, saying basically you can't go ahead and try to market these NFTs. That's crazy. I mean, Quentin Tarantino, he's a pretty smart guy, obviously, but he's trying to go behind. Obviously you knew this wasn't going to go down like this, Tarantino. You know damn well people weren't going to let you do it like this, Obviously you're the director, it's your idea, but this is why you got guys in the comic book industry like Scott Snyder and, Tiny, and kind of moving on to doing their own thing, right? So they can have the rights to their own work, because that's what it's about. When you're doing shit like this and you're giving Miramax pretty much, you're selling your soul to get they're the ones with the money. They're the ones that are going to be able to produce your shit, right? It sucks that all these years now that you're trying to bank on your own idea, on your own direction, on your own publication, right? You can't do it because there was this company back in the day that stood in the damn way of you doing it yourself, but back then you had to go through it. Times are changing now. Things are coming more to, producer, self-made, and going forward, people are going to learn from this. People are going to see this and be like, look, Tarantino can't even, make money off his own shit now because Miramax, damn near a company that's been forgotten. Have you guys watched a movie lately that says Miramax when you watch it?
Couldn't tell you.
So
yeah,
I couldn't tell you either, right? So it's just it kind of sucks that Tarantino obviously being the star of Pulp Fiction alongside Samuel L. and John Travolta and your Poison Ivy and Uma Thurman, right? Uma Thurman. But dude, it just now that Tarantino's trying to make a little bit of coin on his once a great cinematography masterpiece, he can't because Miramax is standing in the way. So things are probably still going to come of this. I'm sure Tarantino's going to be able to get a piece of the pie when it's all said and done. Obviously, his idea, but probably going to go to court hearings and whatnot. But latest news here, guys. Quentin Tarantino trying to profit off NFTs being sold in his Pulp Fiction hit from 1994, but Miramax is putting a halt on it.
Well,
you guys have any thoughts?
Well, hopefully,
if not,
I'm going to say as we end the podcast, hopefully Libsyn.com does not give us a cease and desist. We want to have an NFT on the fire that is the Comic Bookies podcast. But that is it for the comic books and entertainment side of the podcast. That's it for episode 133. I hope you guys have had an amazing time either watching us right now on YouTube and Twitch or listening us wherever you get your podcasts. But boys, it's been a fun night. Thank you to Sean for coming back. Hopefully you're back again next week. But yeah, this is the fans need to enjoy you for as long as they get you because you'll be gone for a little bit of time having the new boy.
You'll be gone to November.
End of this month or early next month. So take us away, gentlemen.
Like to what Mike just said, man, it's good to obviously be back with the guys. Episode 133, always fun. You know, the typical Clyde in the world of sports and comics, but just us three. To what Mike said earlier, just three easygoing guys, just like to enjoy each other's company, talk sports, comics, entertainment. Obviously, most importantly, thank you to the fans for engaging with us, Aaron, as well as all the other people that got on today, and the people who will take time to listen to us, later in the week, whenever. Thank you guys. And, baby on the way. So who knows if this week, will be my last episode for a couple weeks or next week is, whenever it is. I'm most importantly, just excited to finally be a dad and for the baby to be here. So that's, just something I'm super excited for. And of course, thanks to my two co-hosts who have been the biggest support, being there for me and holding it down these past couple weeks that I wasn't here. So definitely love those guys. And keep supporting this keep supporting the Comic Bookies podcast, guys. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Once again, always check us out on social media. Always check us out every day, every week, every month. We give you guys these episodes at least 4 times a month, so we give you guys plenty of time to listen to our guys rant. Sean, Mike, we come at you with the newest news, entertainment for your Wednesday mornings. And we thank you guys for listening. We thank everybody for tuning along. We thank you guys for trying to give your picks out with us so you guys can compete with us as we are sub 500, all of us sitting right now. But yet there's still a couple more weeks left in the season for us to get back above 500. And exciting days ahead. We're about to eat some turkey, about to crack some ham, some mashed potatoes, some yams, whatever you guys have you on.
Oh my God.
Thanks. Oh man, it's gonna be great,
It's
man.
all good.
We are entering the holiday season, and there's no better way than to enter it with my two co-hosts here from the Comic Bookie Podcast and our comic bookie fans all over the world, all over the globe, wherever you guys come from. We thank you. Our mamas thank you. Our sisters, our daughters, our kids, everybody thanks you for listening to us, for sharing, for spreading the good gospel. And the good gospel being spread is everybody stay safe out there. Everybody keep listening. Everybody keep reading. And everybody keep enjoying this podcast and keep learning, keep growing within yourselves. And thank you. We love you guys. This is episode 133. Mike, take them away, baby.
Well, I think next Tuesday is going to be our episode right before Thanksgiving. So I think we're going to have a nice little, maybe 4 or 5 round draft of our favorite main dishes and side dishes on Thanksgiving Day. So guys, get prepared for that. Fans, if you're listening, come tune in and vote live with us because we have plenty of food to get into. But before I say goodbye, also, it seems like every single week for the past 3 or 4 weeks, we get a new country stamped to the Comic Bookie passport. So 2 more countries. So gentlemen, since I've been doing this, we've gotten almost 40 different countries to download the Comic Bookies podcast. So I think we've gotten this country before, but since I've been taking it, this is brand new. But thank you to Sweden for downloading us, and the country of Syria. So thank you to Syria, being our 38th and 39th country. So we're almost to the big 4-0. But this has been episode 133. Thank you so much for downloading or subscribing, listening, watching, whatever you do, however you consume us. Thank you so much for supporting. We love you all 3,000. This is, for Mark and Sean, this is Mike. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, enjoy each other. See you guys next week. Have a fun and safe weekend.
Peace.
Peace. And always enjoy each other. Enjoy each other like we're about to enjoy some fights coming up, because we're about to get Frank Gore. We're about to get Dan Williams. We're about to get Jake Paul. We didn't get to mention this, but we'll mention it next week, man, because we know Sean's a Niner fan. Frank Gore, man, it's going to be crazy, man. You guys enjoy it. Enjoy 133. Let's go, baby. I was hella going to...